Friends, have you ever dreamed of your financial problems disappearing forever from your life? Imagine waking up every morning to a magical flow of money filling your pockets. What if I told you that this is entirely possible? Yes, you heard correctly. There is a simple and effective way to attract an endless financial flow into your life. And today I will share this secret with you. Imagine how your life will change when you no longer worrying about bills, loans, and savings. Instead, you can enjoy every moment, travel the world, and indulge yourself and your loved ones. All your dreams will come true. You just need to follow the simple instructions I am about to reveal. Friends, the secret I want to share with you today is based on the ancient wisdom of Buddhism. Yes, this philosophy, which originated more than 500 years ago in India, holds the key to financial well-being. You're probably surprised, as Buddhism is usually associated with renunciation of material goods and immersion in spiritual practices. But in fact, this teaching has a deep understanding of how to properly interact with money and attract abundance into your life. According to Buddhist principles, money is just energy that should flow freely. When we try to hold it, clench it in our fist, it begins to stagnate and lose its power. But as soon as we open our palms and let it flow, it begins to attract more and more to us. That is why Buddhists teach that we need not just to save and economize, but to learn to generously give and share. For only in this way can we unblock the flow of money and allow it to fill our lives. But how do we apply these deep philosophical principles in practice? The answer is very simple. You just need to put some money under your bed. Yes, you heard me right. According to ancient Buddhist practices, this simple ritual can launch a powerful mechanism for attracting wealth. Imagine you put money under your bed before going to sleep and wake up in the morning to find that it has doubled or even tripled. Sounds incredible, doesn't it? But believe me, it works. Hundreds and thousands of people around the world have already experienced the miraculous power of this ritual. What happens when you put money under your bed? According to Buddhist teaching, this action activates powerful cosmic forces that begin to work for your benefit. Imagine that your bed is a kind of portal to a parallel dimension where the spirits guardians of wealth dwell. When you place money there, you are inviting these powerful entities into your life, giving them the green light to start filling your space with abundance. These spirit guardians, or money angels as they are also called, closely monitor how you treat money. If they see that you handle it with care and gratitude, they begin to actively help you, multiplying your financial resources. But if you treat money with greed, fear, or disrespect, they turn away from you, depriving you of their support. That is why it is so important that when you put money under your bed, you do so with the right intention and state of mind. Imagine that you are placing there not just banknotes, but your dreams, hopes, and aspirations. Visualize how this money begins to grow like seeds planted in fertile soil. Feel your heart fill with gratitude and joy as you trust the universe and allow it to help you. When you go to bed, imagine the money angels bending over your bed, blessing your sleep and multiplying your wealth. And in the morning, when you wake up, carefully take out the money and feel how it has become heavier. You may even see a slight glow, a sign that your practice is working. Do not be afraid of this, but reverently accept this gift from the universe. Of course, at first you may doubt the effectiveness of this ritual. But I urge you to trust the ancient wisdom of Buddhism and just try it. Start with a small amount like 100 or 500 rubles and see what happens. Perhaps in the first few days or weeks you will not notice any changes. But if you patiently and faithfully continue the practice, sooner or later you will see your finances start to grow rapidly. After all, the laws of the universe are inexorable. The more you give, the more you receive in return. Friends, I know that for many of you this may sound too incredible to be true. After all, we are all used to the idea that money must be earned through hard work, saved and accumulated in order to later accumulate. But the Buddhist philosophy offers a completely different approach, which may seem paradoxical at first glance. According to this teaching, money is not a goal to strive for at all costs, but simply a means to achieve harmony and happiness. True wealth lies not in how much money you have in the bank, but in how inwardly free and peaceful you are. And that is why Buddhists teach that we should not cling to money, but allow it to circulate freely in our lives. Imagine that you are holding a handful of coins in your hand. If you clench your fist, those coins will remain with you. But as soon as you open your palm, they will immediately scatter and fly away. It is exactly the same with money. If we try to hold on to it, it begins to slip away from us. But as soon as we open our hands and let it flow freely, it returns to us, and even with an increase. That is why Buddhist practices such as putting money under the bed are so effective. They help us get rid of fear, greed, and attachment to material goods, thereby opening the channel for the influx of abundance. After all, when we stop being afraid of losing money and start to treat it with gratitude and trust, it begins to attract to us. This may seem paradoxical, but the more we give, the more we receive in return. Buddhists call this the law of karmic exchange. The more generously we share, the more abundance comes into our lives. Therefore, by putting money under the bed, we are sowing the seeds of future wealth, trusting the universe and allowing it to take care of us. Of course, this does not mean that we need to give away all our savings and live in poverty. The talk is about a healthy balance between accumulation and giving. Buddhism teaches that money should circulate freely, not stagnate. Therefore, it is important not only to save, but also to regularly donate to charity, help those in need, and invest in the development of your talents and hobbies. This approach allows us not only to attract financial abundance into our lives, but also to find inner harmony and satisfaction. After all, when we stop clinging to money and start using it for the benefit of others, it ceases to be a source of stress and anxiety and becomes an instrument for realizing our highest goals and dreams. Therefore, friends, I urge you to try this simple but effective ritual of putting money under the bed. Start with a small amount that you can afford to lose and watch it grow. Perhaps at first you will not notice any changes, but if you continue the practice with faith and gratitude, sooner or later you will see your finances start to improve dramatically. After all, the laws of the universe are inexorable. The more you give, the more you receive in return. So, by opening your heart and hands, you allow the energy of money to circulate freely in your life, attracting more and more abundance to you. And ultimately, you will find not only financial well-being, but also inner freedom, peace, and harmony, what each of us ultimately strives for. Friends, I hope that this ancient Buddhist practice of putting money under the bed has inspired you to take a new look at financial well-being. After all, often we are so obsessed with the pursuit of money that we forget about its true purpose, to serve as a means to achieve happiness and harmony in our lives. Buddhism teaches that money is just energy that should circulate freely. When we try to hold on to it, it begins to stagnate and lose its power. But as soon as we open our palms and let it flow, it returns to us, and even with an increase.